Democrats are holding together. We're holding together, for instance, on this reckless Republican budget, which is a betrayal of working-class Americans, and cuts to Medicaid, cuts to SNAP.
You know, it's interesting. Medicaid isn't even in this proposal, Mr. Producer. I just went back and looked during the break. It's not even in this proposal. But they want it to be in this proposal, and they want cuts made to Medicaid so they can run on it. How about they propose some cuts that they actually support? Can they do that? No, they can't do that. Because this subterranean government within a government is their government. They don't care about fraud and waste and abuse as long as they get their ideologues funded, their non-governmental organizations funded, their wives funded, their buddies funded, as long as they can have power and expand that power. They don't give a damn about fraud, waste, and abuse. After all, it's your money. It's not theirs. Who cares? I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
Tomorrow is happening right now. Today, more than ever, the world needs safe, secure, sustainable, and affordable sources of energy. That's why Enbridge is advancing new technologies to reduce emissions, like carbon capture and hydrogen power. By putting in the work today, we're bridging to a cleaner energy future. Tomorrow is on. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
Communities prosper and grow when you bank locally. Everyone benefits. First National Bank has been serving the Lakes area since 1902, with their focus being on their customers and our communities. They are your hometown bank with hometown pride. First National Bank wishes all the area sports teams the best of luck and are happy to help bring you the live coverage. First National Bank is locally owned and operated with 10 branches from Walker to Baxter. Visit www.fnbnorth.com. Member FDIC. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic in Pine River salutes and supports our area athletes. No matter the sport, they applaud the kids and coaches for all their dedication. Wish them all the best of luck. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic also thanks all the coaches, staff, officials, and volunteers for taking the time to provide our area kids plenty of opportunities. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic, east of Pine River on County Road 1, providing compassionate small animal care for your beloved pets.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's radio coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
Save on your groceries and gas each week just by shopping at your locally owned Pequot Lakes Super Value on Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Pequot Lakes Super Value offers simple and convenient curbside pickup. Order online at shop.pequotlakesupervalue.com. We shop for you and you simply pick them up at our front door. Save on gas too, earning 10 cents of savings on gas for every $100 spent on groceries. For quality service and freshness, shop Pequot Lakes Super Value. Good luck, area teams.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like the PRB Activities page on Facebook for information on Booster Club events and fundraisers. The Booster Club could use your help with great events and fundraisers, all giving back to the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information, email prboosterclub1@gmail.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month, 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Booster Club and all its members.
Plumbing Etc. in Pine River congratulates the area teams on a sensational season. Plumbing Etc. is not just plumbing. They are happy to help service your heating and AC system as well. Plumbing Etc. in Pine River. Plumbing and heating services throughout the Lakes area. There's nothing like the hot eats and cool treats at your neighborhood Dairy Queen in Pequot Lakes and Pine River. Stop in to fuel up before the game or satisfy a sweet craving. Dairy Queen in Pine River and Pequot Lakes. Wishing our area teams all the best. There's nothing like the hot eats and cool treats at your neighborhood Dairy Queen in Pequot Lakes and Pine River. Stop in to fuel up before the game or satisfy a sweet craving. Dairy Queen in Pine River and Pequot Lakes. Wishing our area teams all the best.
This is true freedom. To learn more and get a free pocket constitution, visit constitutionminute.com.
This
This Constitution Minute was furnished by Hillsdale College.
Just pathetic.
He's funny,
Get off the phone, you big dope.
and you always learn something. Mark Levin is on the radio.
Over at the Blaze Media, Rebecca Zelko, House Committee shockingly reveals IRS tax record leaks under Biden were 5 times worse than originally reported. House Judiciary Committee Republicans under the great Jim Jordan published a new disclosure today that unveiled the true scale of IRS leaks under Joe Biden. Ready for this? The new disclosure revealed the IRS leaked taxpayer information of over 405,000 Americans, including President Donald Trump, rather than the initial 70,000 figure. Don't you love it when Doge and Musk and the crowd, when they're digging in this, what will they use this information for? They may leak it and everything. This is the thing about Democrats, the left, and their media. They are always guilty of what they accuse everybody else of. They are always guilty of it. The IRS admission confirms the committee.
It's time now for some local high school sports action on KLKS Talk 100. Today's coverage is not possible without our great sponsors. Make sure you pay close attention and thank those supporters for being a part of tonight's action. It's time to head out for the call with our play-by-play announcer. Thank you for tuning in for our local sports action on KLKS Talk 100.
Welcome in, everybody. My name is Cullen Bosman, and I'm here in Pine River on this lovely, a little bit warmer than usual Tuesday evening. We got senior night here tonight as the Pine River-Backus Tigers boys basketball team takes on Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves basketball team. Got a good one on tap for you tonight. We got one of the early season favorites for competing in this section versus one of the current favorites competing in this section. A little bit of a reversal of tails here for these two teams, but it's going to be exciting to get into it. We've definitely got a good one on tap tonight while the captains meet with the referees here at midcourt right now. We've got a couple interesting teams here tonight, and especially with this being one of the last games of the season for both of these teams. I believe both teams have one more game after this. But for the Tigers, this is their last home game, and for the Wolves, their last road game. So not much left to do on the season for both these teams. The Tigers come in tonight. They are 13-11. They're 7-5 in the section. They started out on an absolute tear this season, 11-4 through 15 games, and things were looking very good, especially as an improvement from last season's record, which I believe was 11-13, 11-14, 12-13, around that area. However, the second half of the season has not been as kind to the Tigers after a one section of the schedule where they lost 5 straight games, and just over the last 9 games they are only 2-7, leading to their current record of 13-11, which is not ideal when you're getting there from 11-4. That means things have been going poorly for the Tigers recently. Starting guard Talon Villeneuve has been out for a week or two at this point, has not been able to participate. That could have been a pretty major contributing factor to where this skid is coming from. But we got a good one here tonight. I know the Tigers are going to come out. They've been kind of working with the starting lineup, trying to figure out how they want to handle things in the post-Villeneuve era of the season. And, you know, they're still trying to make it work, but they got a win last week over Black Duck, a pretty big one, 73-40. That's on the road at Black Duck. So built up some good momentum there, and now we're back home this week to face on Walker-Hackensack-Akeley and the Wolves. I know the Tigers are hoping to get one more home win here on senior night as they get ready for the postseason and the playoffs. Now, Walker-Hackensack-Akeley has had a wonderful, wonderful season this year. They're coming into tonight's game 18-5 on the season. They are 7-2 in their section. However, not quite to the level the Tigers have fallen off the last 8-9 games. However, the Wolves are only 1-2 in their last 3 games. They've hit a little bit of a stumble patch as well, although they are coming off a win as well. 1-2 in the last 3. They dropped a couple back-to-back last week, and the Tigers hoping to catch them on another off night here on this Tuesday night. But we got a good one on tap. I'm excited to see what happens for us here tonight in Pine River. We got about 8 minutes till they pull out the national anthem, and then we will have tip-off here in Pine River. And a big shout out to Station 371 for bringing this pregame show to you. Station 371. Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, and is the only area fuel station with kerosene and off-road diesel. Station 371 in Pine River. Thank you, Station 371. I really appreciate you allowing me to be here tonight to watch this game. This is a, as a broadcaster, I am supposed to be unbiased. I'm supposed to, not have favorites, whatever it is. But I live right here in town. I moved here maybe a year ago. And it's not that I have some emotional connection to PRB. It's just that, like, most of the games I've covered have been here. So this is the team I know the best. These are the students I know the best. And I am excited to see some more Tigers basketball here. This might actually be my last Tigers basketball game. Still not sure on that. I do have a couple more games scheduled this season that I'll be broadcasting, but I will be moving somewhere much warmer here in the near future. So will not be here to broadcast these games, unfortunately. So I'm trying to enjoy them as much as I can before it comes to that point. And this is going to be one heck of a finale tonight if the Tigers and the Wolves put up the kind of game I am expecting them to put up. Once again, it is senior night here tonight. We've had a bunch of festivities already. The seniors all ran out into the crowd, giving out roses and whatnot for parents and girlfriends or whoever. I think just parents, to be honest. Probably not any girlfriends. But it was a nice little display of appreciation for the seniors and their parents that have kind of led this basketball team over the last few years. Got a good one on for us tonight. Let me see what else I can break down. The Tigers coming in tonight with head coach Jordan Ackerman leading the way for them. Tate Norman, Isaiah Awley, Isaiah Downey, Dalton Minion, and Cole Oberfell will be the starters here tonight for the Pine River-Backus Tigers. And for the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves starting tonight, we'll have Joseph Bilo, Parker Brock, Isaiah Agard, Blake Watson, and Gavin Olschlager. Those are your starting lineups tonight. And Cole Oberfell is taking the place of Talon Villeneuve, who is out tonight. They've tried a couple different rotations here towards the end of the season, trying to get that gap filled on that starting lineup. See if tonight they've got what it takes to take down the Wolves, get a back-to-back win for the first time in a few weeks here, and hopefully get this team back on the tracks for the postseason. Before we cut to a break here before the national anthem and other festivities, big shout out to Laco Heating and Air in Pine River, Plumbing Etc. in Pine River, and Barnum's Pine River Napa. Thank you them for sponsoring this broadcast as well. Now with that, the teams are warming up right now, getting ready to go for tonight's game. We'll have that ready here in about 5, maybe 6 minutes. I'm going to cut us to a break here, possibly not that long, hoping to come back a little before that, but at least till after the national anthem. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some Tuesday night basketball for you folks in just a moment.
Sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at Enbridge.com.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community. Making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools offers a variety of community education programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community. Making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's radio coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and RJBroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and RJBroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Shrub Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Shrub Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basement septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 42 years and still digging it right. Shrub Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrub Excavating LLC. Online at shrubexcavating.com.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at Enbridge.com.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Featuring Crosley's 10-year limited
Great
warranty.
people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community. Making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Pine River. It is Tuesday night. It is about 7:38 p.m. here local time. The Tigers are getting introduced as I speak right now. There goes Tate Norman and Cole Oberfell onto the court. The Wolves are already out there and ready to go. Once again, the starting lineups for the Tigers: Tate Norman, Isaiah Awley, Isaiah Downey, Dalton Minion, and Cole Oberfell. For the Wolves tonight, Joseph Below, Parker Brock, Isaiah Agard, Blake Watson, and Gavin Olslager. The tip tonight is going to be between Minion and Olslager to get things started. It is senior night here. The energy is palpable. The stadium is full. I don't know if I've seen this many people in the stands here so far this season. A lot riding on tonight's game. And here comes the tip. And Minion wins the tip. Norman gets it. A pass to Ollie and a three right off the bat. No good, but Downey comes up with the rebound. And Norman with the mid-range floater. And that'll put the first points on the board. 2 for Pine River. Norman scored 396 points on the season now, second only to Ollie, who is 397. And here goes the over-the-back layup. No good. Rebounded by Ollie. Ollie bringing it down to the other side. Finds Norman. Norman takes a move to the inside. Dumps it out to Minion. Minion rolling right. He has a lane, but he floats it up. Intended for Norman, but it's stolen by Below. Below's pass is tipped, but he gets it back. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Dumps that off for Olslager. Olslager hands it off to Agard. Agard looking left. Now going right. And they're going to call, I believe, I don't remember what that's called. But the Wolves are going to keep possession of the ball. I'm just going to keep the energy of the moment. We're going to pretend I didn't know what that wasn't called. Here is Brock now with the ball at the key. Passes inside to Olslager. Olslager puts up the floater. And there it goes for the Wolves. Tie game early, 2-2. Here's Oberfell down the middle. Goes behind the back. Can't find the basket. And that is rebounded by Watson. Now the Wolves bringing it up the court. This is Agard looking for somewhere to go with it. Goes right to Below. Below back over to Brock. Brock hands off to Agard. Agard makes a move, but it's tipped out by Ollie. Recovered by Wolf. Agard goes up. They're going to call the foul. They do call the foul, so Agard will shoot 2. It seemed like a pretty gentle shooting foul to me, but if you time up your hezzies right, it is very easy to draw those fouls. And Norman was caught jumping there. The first one misses for Agard. He got another one, though. And the second bucket is good for Agard. Downey passes into Minion. Minion can't get the easy layup off the glass. Rebounded by Watson. Agard has it. And drives right against Oberfell. Oberfell gets the steal. Loses it, but Minion recovers. Passes back for Ollie. Ollie with control now. Over to Norman. Ollie floats it into Oberfell. Oberfell able to get it. Shoots it out to the corner for Norman. Norman with the athletic layup, but it's no good. Bad bounce out of the rim. Rebounded again by Watson. He's got 3 tonight. Here's Brock. Finds the corner for Bilo. Bilo dumps it out to Agard. He's wide open. And that's a Pizza Ranch three-pointer for Agard. 6-2 is your score. The Wolves lead. All right, actually the Pizza Ranch is a different school. And the three-pointer's no good from Ollie. Another rebound for Watson. He's doing all of the work on the boards tonight for the Wolves. Agard working against Oberfell. Takes the screen from Olsogel. Agard covered by Minion. Passes back to Olslager. Air ball from Olslager. That's out of bounds. The Tigers will take over here. Down 4 early in this game. Only 3 minutes have gone by. Downey passes up to Ollie. Ollie from deep, no good. That's going to be off left rim. Finally, someone else gets a board for the Wolves. That's Olslager. Agard bringing it up the court. Agard trying to find an opening. Dumps off for Olslager. Olslager with the mid-range floater, no good. Rebound to Oberfell. Oberfell puts up a 3. Air ball just short, and that's going to be Wolves ball here. 4 minutes into the game now. Here's Brock. Brock left to Bilo. Bilo takes the screen from Olslager, cuts left. Trying to find an opening. And doesn't get it up to the basket there. That's going to be out of bounds on the Wolves. Norman inbounds to Downey. Norman off the screen from Oberfell. He's going to stop and pop. No good, though. Dies on the rim. Rebound to Agard. Agard passes into Olslager. Olslager trying to find somewhere to go with it. Dumps it off to Brock. Brock passes into the paint. It's lost and out of bounds that goes. Another turnover for the Wolves here, and the Tigers will take over. Still 6-2. We're about 5 minutes in now. Surprisingly low scoring, although looking back through the score logs I was earlier, and obviously the trick to beating someone is making sure they score less points than you. I noticed that the teams with the most success against the Wolves were not the ones that were having huge shootouts, but the close games, the 54-50s, the 65-60s, the close games, the low-scoring games. That is where you can make your money against these Wolves. as Norman comes down with the rebound. Takes the screen from Ollie, the stop and pop again from the mid-range this time. No good, rebounded by Bilo. Brock has it now, working against Ollie. Olsager to Agard. And a whistle is blown here, and this is going to be a turnover. I'm not 100% certain what happened, but the Tigers now have the ball on the opposing side of the court. Oberfell loses that one, intended for Downey, but broken up on the way. Goes out of bounds. The Tigers will maintain possession, though. Still 6-2. The paint is open, but Ollie pulls the three, and that falls for Isaiah Ollie. That's his 400th point of the season. Here's Agard working against Oberfell. Both teams' starting lineups still on the court. We are over 6 minutes in. Agard going to dump this one back to Bilo. Bilo makes a move to the left. Goes up in traffic, and that one falls for Bilo. 8-5 is the score. Norman taking it down the baseline. And Norman with a dominant move to get to the basket. 8-7, 1 point game. Tigers scored more points in the last 60 seconds than they did in the previous 7 minutes. And another miss out of bounds for the Wolves. So the Tigers get another chance here, now with an opportunity to take the lead. Here's Ollie. Ollie had the big three a moment ago. Pulls the mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound, Bilo. Agard has it. Pulls the jumper over Oberfell. Air ball too long, and that goes out of bounds. Blake Watson ensuring that. Ollie brings it up the court. Norman on the right side. Ollie pulls another three. This one off front rim, rebounded by Oberfell. Oberfell is fouled as he goes back up for it. So Oberfell will shoot two after the offensive rebound. Oberfell, the only Tiger with multiple rebounds after that one. The Wolves are dominating the boards right now. First one falls for Oberfell. Discussion with the official going on here, and Oberfell will shoot his second free throw. And that one is no good off back rim. Ollie able to get the rebound, stop and pop on the jumper. And there's another one for Isaiah Ollie. And a timeout is called. We will cut to a quick break and be back right after this.
Baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at Enbridge.com.
And now we're all back. Excellent. It is 10-8. The Tigers lead here at home on senior night. Agard has the ball, though, for the Wolves. He's on the left side, throws that one cross court for Brock. Brock, little 5-on-5 action there, working against Ollie. Now under the basket is Watson. Watson passes that one, and it's tipped out of bounds. I believe the Wolves will maintain possession here. Yes. Bilo will inbound the ball from the left corner. And he finds Brock. Brock gives it to Agard. Agard back into Bilo. Bilo trying to work his way back inside. That one bounces off a Tiger foot and rolls out of bounds. Olslager, the intended target. But the Wolves do maintain possession. Only 6 seconds on the shot clock. Need a quick point here. This one's tipped away. Brock has it. 2 seconds on the clock. No, and the shot is off too late. A shot clock violation there for Brock. Ollie bringing it up the court now for the Tigers. Norman has it on the right side, taking the double team, passes it into Oberfell. Great pass, an open Ollie from the left side, and Ollie sinks another three. Ollie actually currently has just as many points as the Wolves do. Here's Bilo. Bilo cutting inside. Passes to Agard under the basket. Agard behind the back. What a shot. 13-10 is your score. The Tigers lead by 3. Here's Oberfell in the corner, looking for somewhere to go with it. Finds Ollie. Ollie fakes the shot, passes into Downey. Downey puts it in off the glass. 2 more for the Tigers. 15-10 is your score. We got just under 9 minutes left to go here in the first half. About a quarter of the game's done. And Brock fakes like he's going to take the 3. Hands that off to Agard. Agard sets the screen from Bilo. Agard attacking the right side. Hand off to Watson. Watson to Bilo. Bilo makes a move to the left side. Ollie has it ripped, but they're going to call a reach-in on him. So the Wolves will maintain possession after the reach-in foul. And off the glass and no good for Joseph Tandy. Here's Ollie. Ollie with an open 3. He pulls it again. Ollie's on fire from behind the arc tonight. His 11th point already. Brock has it on the right side. And he ends up wide open. Everybody took somebody else. The 3 is no good, but off the rebound, Olslager picks it up and puts it in off the glass. Some good momentum for the Wolves finally after a dry stretch. Could not get a bucket to fall. A problem Isaiah Ollie has not been experiencing tonight. Downey floats it across court for Minion. Minion muscles away from Agard. Norman has an open shot, doesn't take it, passes to Oberfell on the left side. Oberfell floats it to Ollie. Ollie double-teamed. Norman double-teamed. Behind the back to Ollie. Ollie makes a move, pulls it from the key. No good, off the left rim, rebounded by Tandy. And here's Agard bringing it up the court now for the Wolves. And tosses that one right into the waiting hands of Isaiah Downey. He was looking for someone else. Downey just slipped. It seems like the court was a little wet. Lost the ball. And Olslager able to put that one in for 2 for the Wolves off of the confusion. And also draws the foul. Olslager getting set for his three-point try. And it's off front rim, no good. Minion battles the rebound away, and it ends up in Ollie's hands. Ollie to the corner for Downey. Downey pulls in double coverage, but no good. Another rebound for Tandy for the Wolves. Here comes Bilo for bringing it up the court. Hands off to Brock. Brock into Olslager. Olslager looking for somewhere to go with it. And has that one ripped out. They're going to say that is a... No, they'll say that was a clean rip. And the Tigers will take possession. We're going to call a timeout quickly. I think we're just going to stay put for this one, though. Hoping it's another 30-second timeout, but not confident enough to assume that. It's been a great start so far for both teams. After, honestly, kind of a dry first 6 or 7 minutes, finally the lid came off the basket, especially for Isaiah Ollie and Gavin Olslager, who are just trading buckets back and forth down the court. Isaiah Ollie has 11 already here tonight, and Olslager has 6. Had an opportunity for a 7th, but missed the free throw. And that is it for that timeout, so the Tigers coming back out on the court. 18-14. There's 6.5 minutes left to go here in half number 1. It's a 4-point game. The Tigers lead at home. Remember, the Tigers are only 2-7 in their last 9 games after what was a really good start to the season. Things have kind of come apart. Hoping to right the ship here tonight against a very talented 18-5 Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves team. Here's Downey. Downey finds Ollie. Ollie has the open 3 and the green light. 4 threes for Isaiah Ollie before halftime. Here's Brock bringing it up the court for the Wolves. Screen from Olslager. There's the switch. And a travel on Brock. The Tigers will take over. The hometown fans here letting the Wolves hear it. Downey bringing it up the court now for the Tigers. Screen set by Ollie, avoided. Ollie with the green light still. He can't miss. 5 for 6 on the night. Technically 6 for 7 if you include the 2-pointer. But 5 for 6 from behind the arc, and it's not even halftime. Isaiah Ollie's hunting for a record. Missed on the mid-range floater is Olslager. Norman gets the rebound. Norman passes back to Ollie. Is he going to pull again? They close the distance a little faster that time. Here comes Downey now, cutting inside. Floats that one up. They're going to say no basket. No basket, but the Tigers will keep possession here. The shot was made by Downey, but a whistle was blown before the shot was taken. Ollie passes out to Norman. Norman pulls the 3 this time. That's going to be off the back rim. Rebounded by Tandy. Tandy loses it. Stolen by Downey. That's his 2nd of the evening. He tries to pass it up to Norman, but they will say that is out of bounds on the Tigers. Norman tried to save it. Couldn't get it off his hands in time. And Brock will Brock will inbound the ball to Bilo, and Bilo will bring it up the court for the Wolves. Back over to Brock. Brock had an opening, but passed it up. Now, Nico Morrow. And here's Olslager from the baseline. Olslager gets the short-range jumper to fall. 24-16 is your score. 4.5 minutes to go here in half number 1. Tate Norman bringing it up the court for the Tigers, working against Olslager, who just made the shot. Little bounce pass to Oberfell. Ollie has it, fakes the three, but passes off to Oberfell. Minion has it now under the basket. Minion trying to hit the over-the-head kind of fadeaway. No good, rebounded by Olslager. Oh. I credited that rebound to the wrong person on my sheet. Here's the mid-range from Bilo, and he gets that one to fall. Great shot. 24-18, 6-point game. Here comes Ollie. See if he does anything with it now. He sets the screen, passes inside to Norman. Norman gets fouled. They're going to say no basket. He didn't make it anyways, but he is fouled, so the Tigers will keep possession here. 35 seconds on the shot clock. The Tigers have been aggressive, both offensively and defensively. Oh, and this one's stolen by Bilo. Handed off to Brock. Brock passes that one right to Morrow. Morrow back up to Bilo. Screen from Olslager. Bilo pulls it down. Passes to Morrow. Morrow up to Brock. Brock has it at the top of the key. Floats it into Olslager. Olslager with the step back fadeaway. No good. Rebounded by Ollie. Ollie passes right to Downey, and that one smacked out of Downey's hands and out of bounds. The Tigers will maintain possession. 24 seconds now on the shot clock. Ollie will inbound the ball now for the Tigers. Finds Norman. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. It's 24-18. Ollie passes that up to Norman. Norman tries to get it off the glass, but can't get that to fall. Blake Watson gets the rebound, but Norman gets the steal, puts it up off the glass, and one for Tate Norman. Blake Watson is down, getting up slowly, but he looks to be at least all right. And Norman will shoot the extra free throw. And no good off back iron. Rebounded by Tandy. Here comes Brock against Ollie. Brock pulls the three from the top of the key. That one falls for Parker Brock. His first points of the day. That makes it a 5-point game here. Downey has it, 2.5 minutes, working the right side. Passes into Ollie. Ollie up off the glass. He looks better than Natalie Portman in 2002. That's a Attack of the Clones reference. Here's Parker Brock now, once again, at the top of the key. Ollie with 19 points before halftime, and another shooting foul called here now for the Wolves end of things. Parker Brock will shoot two. First one falls. And here comes the second. And the second one is good as well. Downey pass left to Norman. Norman up to Oberfell. Oberfell back to Downey. Downey's pass is tipped, but Minion's able to chase it down. Oberfell has an opening, and a whistle is blown. I think Oberfell was just warned by the official. Not 100% sure what for. Parker Brock now working against Minion. Makes a move to the right. Passes off to Bilo. Bilo trying to cut inside. Gets that off to Tandy. Tandy with the back to the basket. Good shot made for Tandy. And he will get a chance at a three-point play. That would bring this game to within 2 points with a minute and a half till halftime. And here comes the free throw from Tandy. That is good. Norman will inbound the ball for the Tigers. A minute 38 on the clock, 28-26. The Tigers lead. Waiting on the signal from the official. And here we go. Norman bringing it up the right side. Makes a move to the right on Olsager. Goes up and puts that one in. No doubt about it. Norman slams it all the way home. 30-26 is your score. Cut left for Parker Brock. Brock is fouled as he takes the shot. Minion on defense there. And Brock will shoot two. First one no good for Brock. Second shot coming for Brock. Minion has come out in exchange for Nelson. Mason Nelson. And Norman here bringing it up the court for the Tigers. Passes to Oberfell in the right corner. Oberfell to Nelson. Nelson hands off to Norman. Norman makes a move to the left, cuts inside, puts it up, and that one falls for Norman. What an incredible layup. Proving once again just how much of an athlete he is. Gets up and blocks the line of sight on that three-pointer. That one's going to bounce out of bounds after the miss. 32-27 is your score. The Tigers lead at home. 45 seconds in the first half. Tigers will have possession. Ollie and Norman bringing it up the court. Here's Norman. Norman with the mid-range jumper. Norman can't miss either. Tate Norman and Isaiah Ollie have taken over this first half. Parker Brock taking it up slow. Shot clock and game clock at the same pace. Bilo passes to Agard in the corner. Agard misses the three deep, rebounded by Nelson. Ollie bringing it up. He's got 14 seconds to work. Isaiah Downey passes it back to Ollie. Ollie pulls the three. Off front rim, no good. Rebound Olsager. And a foul is called here on Oberfell. And that is a personal foul with the Tigers in the bonus. So Olsager will shoot free throws for that. He does get two, but if he misses the first one, he does not get the second one, I believe is how it works. Here comes the first. And he makes that one. So Olsager will get a shot at number two as well. A lot of the Wolves' points in the second half of this first half have come from the free throw line. Ollie inbounds to Norman, 5 seconds. Norman cuts inside, puts it up, and gets that one to fall with a second on the clock. Norman and Ollie have been unstoppable this evening. 36-29 going into halftime for the Pine River-Backus Tigers, leading the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves. Now we're going to cut to a commercial break while I get my things together here, and then I'll come back for a little halftime show, and then we'll be ready for the second half after this.
Math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community. Making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools offers a variety of community education programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's radio coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like the PRB Activities page on Facebook for information on Booster Club events and fundraisers. The Booster Club could use your help with great events and fundraisers, all giving back to the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information, email prboosterclub1@gmail.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month, 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Booster Club and all its members.
Trump Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Trump Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basement septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 42 years and still digging it right. Trump Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Trump Excavating LLC. Online at TrumpExcavating.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Save on your groceries and gas each week just by shopping at your locally owned Pequot Lake Super Value.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. your information stations. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and RJBroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Welcome back, everybody. It is halftime here on Tuesday night. I'm in Pine River for the senior night here for the Pine River boys basketball team, as the Tigers are taking on the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves here at home in the last home game of the season for the Tigers, at least until the playoffs come around. It is 36-29 currently at halftime. The big story has been Isaiah Awley of the Tigers, number 5, has made that many threes tonight. 5 for 7 from behind the arc. He's also added a two-pointer in there as well, I believe. Overall, unless I missed something, he's 6 for 8 on the season, or not on the season, on the game. His first three-pointer gave him 400 points on the season. At this point, he's up to 416 on the season, 19 of which coming tonight before halftime. Excited to see what Awley can swing here in the second half, or if maybe they use him more as a decoy. Of course, when someone is making shots the way Awley is tonight, I don't believe in using them as a decoy. I think if you've got playmakers, you should ask them to make plays. And that's exactly what Awley's been doing. And we've got 3.5 minutes left to go here till halftime. The Wolves, although they've been, struggling to keep up with the arc game from Awley and the inside combo that Tate Norman has been providing for him, they have been quite dominant on the rebounds. Let's see, 16 rebounds for the Wolves as opposed to just 10 for the Tigers. Of course, the 7-point difference in score does give the Tigers the advantage still. However, in the second half, the Tigers definitely going to want to be more aggressive when going after those rebounds. The fewer opportunities you give the Wolves to score on a possession, the higher your likelihood of beating them is going to be. Of course, for the Wolves, you're going to want to keep up that presence on the boards if you want to get back into this. I mean, 7 points down, you're by no means out of it. This is a very, very in-reach game for the Wolves. Just maintain your consistency on the boards and hope that the buckets start falling a little easier. Towards the end of the first half, the Wolves were able to get some offensive momentum in the form of free throws. The fouls were coming heavy and often from Dalton Minion and Cole Oberfell, which did give up some free points to the Wolves, but I would rather a guy try and stop a shot and foul somebody than just allow them to take the shot. 2 minutes to go now till halftime. So maybe the Wolves can take advantage of the aggressive defense from the Tigers and maybe draw a couple more fouls and get their points that way. Of course, you always prefer it as a coach and as a player if you're getting your points from baskets made. But if you're the Wolves right now and you're struggling to score outside of the paint, you take your points however you'll get them. Now with just under 2 minutes left to go, we're going to cut to one last break, and then we'll be back with halftime here in just a moment after this.
Is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Shrump Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basement septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 42 years and still digging it right. Shrump Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River-Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrump Excavating LLC. Online at shrumpexcavating.com.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
We are back here in Pine River getting set for the second half. Just a couple seconds left to go before tip-off. Before we get there, just one quick shout-out. Thank you very much to Laco Heating and Air, Plumbing, etc., and Barnum's in Pine River for sponsoring this broadcast. Now, to get back to the task at hand, it's 36-29 coming out of half. The Wolves will start with the ball here. They lost the tip-off to begin the game. The Tigers at home currently are in the lead by 7 points, 36-29, riding off the backs of Tate Norman and Isaiah Awley, who have been working in tandem as some kind of long-ranged, short-ranged basketball demon that just covers all parts of the court. Brock and Belo moving fast inside. Quick momentum, and Watson's going to lose that one out of bounds. There's a whistle. The Wolves keep the ball here. They're going to say that was a reach-in or that it was smacked out by a Tiger one way or another. Belo passes up to Olslager. Olslager to Agard. Agard working inside. Gets it up off the glass. There's a quick bucket for Agard, his first points of the second half. And that'll put the Wolves within 5. Here comes Tate Norman. 36-31 is your score. Tigers still lead. Norman working against Olslager. Gets the screen from Minion. Olslager with the mid-range puller. No good. Rebounded by Watson. Watson leads the game in rebounds right now with 6. He has no points. Agard has it, working against Downey. Screen set by Olslager. Agard makes a move, tries to put that one up and in, but it takes a bad bounce. Rebounded by Minion. Downey moving quickly. Gets it up off the glass, but he can't get it off the rim. Minion saves it, but immediately gives it away. Here's Brock. Passes into Watson. Watson trying to get his first few points. Kind of a little bit of slippery fingers there. Rebounded by Olslager off the miss. Olslager hits the fadeaway. That's what I was talking about earlier. The Tigers got to come after those boards. The more opportunities you give the Wolves to score, the more likely they are to do so. Here comes Ollie from range again. No good this time, off the backboard. Olslager with another rebound. Tigers are spacing the court out quite a bit offensively. They are staying true defensively. And that one's no good. In and out for Belo. Rebounded by Oberfell. Oberfell trying to cut inside. Gets that one up off the glass, but no good. Rebounded by Brock. His first board of the game. 16 minutes now on the clock. Brock moving right. Minion pokes it out, but Brock gets it back. And Oberfell now is going to get the whistle here. Oh, actually, that'll be Minion getting the whistle on the reach-in. Minion now has 4 fouls. He's 2 away from being out of the game for the rest of it. And he will come off the court for Mason Nelson. Belo inbounds to Brock. Brock pulls the 3, no good, off front rim. Rebounded by Watson. Sorry, I could not get his name out. But no points scored on the second chance. Norman brings it up for the Tigers. Passes to Nelson. Nelson from the wing. No good. That's going to go out of bounds off of off of Belo. Tigers will get the ball back. 36-33. It's a 1-possession game now. The Wolves have scored 5 since halftime. 4 since halftime. My bad. Olsager gets the inbound here. Passes to Bilo. Bilo has a wide open Agard in the corner, but that one can't fall for him. Rebounded by Watson. Bilo working against Norman. Cuts inside, left side. Puts the floater up, and it takes a good bounce. Bilo's first points of the second half. And it is a 1-point game here in Pine River. Tigers lead 36-35. 15 minutes to go. Here comes Ollie. He's made the plays so far. Can't get that one to fall. Parker Brock gets the rebound and brings it up the court now for the Wolves. Guarding him is Ollie. Passes over to Bilo. Bilo pulls. No good. Off the backboard. Rebounded by Oberfell. Oberfell is fouled on the shot and will take two. Foul is on Watson. First free throw from Oberfell. Falls. And no good there on the second one. Rebounded by Watson. Watson has 9 rebounds tonight. Knows his role and plays it well. 37-35, 2-point game. The Tigers lead with 14 minutes to go now till the end of the game. Agard has it double teamed, passes into Olsager. Olsager covered by Nelson. Olsager puts the short range jumper up and in. He leads scoring for the Wolves tonight with 13. They give him 14 actually on the screen here, so I must have missed one. And the Tigers retain possession there after the penalty. Downey has it, finds Ollie in the corner. Ollie trying to cut inside, floats that one up. What an insane layup from Ollie. His first points of the second half, he breaks 20 with those. And it is now the Tigers back on top, 39-37. Ollie pulled the lid off the hoop with that one. Bilo passes that back to Brock. Brock working against Nelson. Pulls the three, no good. Watson fights for that one, but it's going to go out of bounds off of Isaiah Ollie. So the Wolves will maintain possession. And this one's a long pass to Brock. Brock to Agard in the corner. Agard in now to Bilo. Bilo pulls the three, can't get it to fall. Watson smacks that one back in bounds. And Isaiah Downey has it, passes to Isaiah Ollie. Ollie to Norman. Norman travels. And that'll be a turnover. The Wolves will get it back. A 2-point game still. 39-37, 12 minutes, 49 seconds on the clock. Inbound goes to Agard. Agard driving inside, up behind the back, no good. Finally rebounded by Ollie. Ollie pulls the three, had his feet set. There's another one. He's 6 for 9 on the night from behind the arc. And that one is no good. Rebounded by Nelson. And a time, well, I thought a timeout was called, but that was a different kind of whistle. 42-37 is your score after the three-pointer from Ollie. He's got 6 tonight. I'm not sure what the single-game record is, but he's got to be coming up on it. Here's Brock. Passes over to Bilo. Bilo tries to get that one into the paint and does somehow. A big play from Caleb Crow to keep that one in play, but he misses the shot. Nelson has it for the Tigers now. Passes back to Sjogren. Downey passes this one back to Ollie. Sjogren now. Downey has it. Passes back to Ollie again. Ollie cutting inside. Floating that one up off the glass. Can't get that one to fall. Rebounded by Agard. Brock working against Ollie. Does some weird stuff with the ball there. And is able to knock it out of Mason Nelson's hands after he got the rebound. Bilo. And a clean offensive play there for the Wolves. But a whistle blown. Basket no count. I'm not sure what all just happened, to be honest. There's a lot of shenanigans on that play. 10 minutes, 52 seconds left to go. 42-37. It's a 5-point lead for the Tigers here at home. Getting ready to enter the closing minutes of this game. Here's Norman driving inside. He loses that one. There's a whistle. And 2 for Tate Norman. He'll get some free throws after that. First one falls for Norman. And the second one falls as well for Norman. Pass over to Bilo. Bilo has it at the wing. Driving up the center here, and that one's tipped in the air by Downey. What a steal. Pass to Oberfell. Oberfell driving to the rim. Passes across to Ollie, but it's too high. Ollie can't get there. Out of bounds. That'll be a turnover. 44-37. 10.5 minutes to go here in the second half. 7-point lead for the Tigers, the same lead they had coming out of halftime. Agard hands off to Olslager. It's stolen by Oberfell. Oberfell's got a whistle here. He's going for a loose ball and took out Joseph Bilo on his way to it. And with that, Oberfell has more fouls than points. Although that is true of almost anybody on the court right now. Tate Norman and Isaiah Ollie make up the majority of the scoring here for the Tigers tonight. A combined 40 out of their 44 total points as a team come from Tate Norman and Isaiah Ollie. Fun fact. Bilo passes back to Brock. Brock looking for an opening, drives the lane down the baseline, and there's a bucket for Brock. His first points of the second half. 5-point game now. Tigers still up, 44-39. Pass over to Downey. Downey working down his baseline. That one's tipped away by Agard at the last second, but there is a whistle. That'll be on number 5, Parker Brock. Not a shooting foul, though, so Ollie will inbound it from the sideline. And that one is tipped up by the Wolves defender Bilo in the way and will be out of bounds of the Wolves again. Floated up for Norman now. This time it gets to where it's going. Norman keeps it. Working against Olslager. Makes a move to the left. Passes back to Sjogren. Sjogren dumps it back to Oberfell. Oberfell pulls the three from the key. And he says something probably snidey at me specifically for that comment I made a minute ago about how he had more points or more fouls than points. He now does, in fact, have more points than fouls. Downey and Bilo going at it in the paint. That is going to be swatted out of bounds by the Wolves, and that'll be a turnover. The Tigers will take over the ball here as we dip under 9 minutes to go here in tonight's game, essentially the fourth quarter. Norman cutting to the left. He's got an open lane, gets around the body screen, and puts that one in for two more. Agard now working on Oberfell. It's a 10-point lead for the Tigers. Agard working down the left side, puts it up off the glass. No good, but foul on Tate Norman. It's Norman's first foul, well, second foul. Still plenty safe in terms of getting ejected. Minion, I believe, is the only one with more than 3. Agard misses the first free throw. And the second free throw is no good as well, but Olsager gets the rebound. Passed inside to Olsager. Olsager looking for somewhere to go with it. Passes or shoots it over the back. No good, but he gets his own rebound. And is able to get the second putback up and in. Timeout is called here. We'll cut to a quick break, and we'll be right back when the boys are ready again after this.
Coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
218-587-3100.
And we are back here as the Wolves and the Tigers are about to break the huddle here. Come back out onto the court to finish off this second half. Tigers lead 49-41 here at home. 8 minutes, 27 seconds on the clock. Tigers would really like to have this win against such a well-regarded team in the Wolves. Norman moving to his left, passes to Sjogren, gets it back. Norman has the ISO, and it's a LISO, actually, as two other players crashed down to guard him when he drove the basket. I just made that term up, LISO. That's when you think it's an ISO, but actually they're all guarding you. Tate Norman will get to shoot a couple free throws, though. The triple coverage was not enough to stop him without fouling. First free throw is good for Norman. Second free throw falls as well. Back to a 10-point game. Bilo puts it up, can't find it. Olsager gets the rebound, though, and he's able to finish the points off. Olsager's been the biggest proponent for the Wolves here tonight, trying his best to keep them in it. Pass to Norman. Norman pulls the three, and Norman says, I can do that too. Ollie's not our only shooter. Brock passes to Bilo in the corner. Bilo into Olsager. Olsager backs down. Ollie draws the charge. No points on the bucket. 54-43 is the score. Norman has it at the top of the key, loses it, has to collect, passes to Sjogren. Norman has it back. He loses it. Bilo picks it up. Say 1-on-2 with Ollie. Ollie not able to stop it as Caleb Crow gets in there to score his first points of the game. 54-45, 9-point lead for the Tigers. Ollie now takes the screen from Sjogren, passes into Downey. What a pass, and what a shot from Downey to finish off the assist from Ollie. Parker Brock puts this one up from behind the arc, no good, and that one will bounce out of bounds. Isaiah Ollie tonight is playing like a prime Anakin Skywalker or something like that. Not Darth Vader, though. Not quite there. Here's Downey. Oh, yeah, if you didn't know, Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader are actually really good at basketball. Here's Sjogren on the left side, passing to Oberfell. Oberfell gets another three to fall. That's two for him in this half. 59-45 is your score. 6 minutes left. Oh, and Olslager is able to put in another one. A rim grazer, no doubt about that one. Oberfell has it again, working against Agard, and here's a foul on Agard, I believe. Oberfell will get free throws for this. Here comes the first free throw from Oberfell. First one falls. Here comes the second free throw. And that one is going to rim out. Rebounded by Olslager. Olslager has 10 boards on the night. That's a double-double. And Agard puts it in easy on the other end. 10 points for him tonight. It's an 11-point game, 60-49, 5 minutes, 45 seconds left on the clock for the Wolves to make something happen. Here's Ollie pulling another three, and that's a 7th three-pointer for Isaiah Ollie tonight. He has 27 and has been the biggest part of the Tigers' dominant lead today. Here's a three from Agard. He responds. And the crowd is getting into it. If this comes down to it and Ollie hits a three at the end of the game, I'm already planning my bang, bang. I know that's like a total ripoff, but it sounds cool, and I wanna use it. Timeout is called here, and it is too late for me to send us the ad break. I was distracted thinking about calling that bang bang if it happens the way I hope. 63-52. It's an 11-point lead right now for the Tigers. We've got about 6 minutes left to go in tonight's game. The Wolves really need to make more shots. I feel as if the Wolves have had more shots on the basket than the Tigers have had tonight, but they just haven't been as efficient with those shots. They have not been making the shots. I honestly feel like the shot selection could be better as well. But I'm sure the Wolves are just taking whatever shots are available to them. 5 minutes, 23 seconds on the clock. Once again, an 11-point lead for the Tigers, 63-52. Here comes the inbound to Downey. Full court press pulled out for the Wolves. Norman has it, pulls the mid-range jumper. That one is deflected out of bounds. They won't say deflected, even though I feel like that was pretty clearly deflected. The Wolves will maintain possession. Here's Parker Brock working against Ollie. Trade on to Norman, and now Olsager working against Ollie. A size mismatch. Olsager puts in the easy 2 over the shorter Ollie. Here's Downey now working against coverage. The one-on-one at the rim, blocked by Tandy. But the rebound is recovered by Oberfell, and that one swatted out of bounds by Tandy. Back to a 9-point game. Norman gets the inbound, although it wasn't intended for him. Pass back to Sjogren. Sjogren working against Tandy and Olsager. That one is touched by Brock, and they will say it was not touched by Brock. And Brock and 4.5 minutes to go. It's a 9-point game. The Tigers lead 63-54. Norman inbounds to Ollie. Ollie immediately gives this one up to Downey. Downey loses it, though. Brock gets the steal. Tipped to Olsager and fouled by Ollie. But the points are no good. The basket doesn't go through, so Olsager will have to make both free throws to make it worth it. And the first one is good for Olsager. And here comes the second free throw. And that one falls as well. 7-point game now. Norman bringing it up the court. Triple covered, full court press. Pass across the court to Oberfell. Oberfell tries to get too creative with it. Loses the ball again. Brock puts that up. Olsager goes up for the rebound. Can't get it. Tipped out by Oberfell. That will remain Wolves' ball, though. And here's the corner 3 from Olsager. No good. Rebounded by Norman. Ollie has it now on the left side. Passes to a Downey. 27 on the shot clock. Less than 4 minutes to go here. 63-56. Norman has it at the top of the key. He's picked up the ball. Needs somewhere to go with it. Finds Downey. Downey passed into Minion. Minion able to keep it. The foul is going to be on the Wolves. And that'll be 2 free throws for Minion. Minion. First free throw goes through. Eight-point game now. Second one off front rim, but Minion gets his own rebound.
Gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with number 1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
With their focus being on their customers and our communities. They are your hometown bank with hometown pride. First National Bank was all the areas.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from
Just going absolutely bonkers there for a minute. I had to get it on the mic. 3.5 minutes to go. It's an 8-point game. The Tigers lead at home over the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves. Tigers looking to get to 14-11 on the season. Norman driving to his right, passes to Oberfell. Oberfell cutting between, has it ripped away, but Oberfell gets it back. Oberfell looking to go somewhere with it, finds Sjogren. Norman has it now, passes back to Ollie. Ollie over to Downey, 3 seconds on the clock. Downey puts it up, no good. Rebound hauled in by Crow. And down at the other end, here's Brock. Can't get that one to fall. Rebound by Norman. Norman passes out to Ollie, back to Norman. And this one swatted out of bounds by Bilo. 3 minutes on the clock. Still an 8-point game here. The Tigers have it. 30 seconds on the shot clock for the Tigers. Here's Tate Norman taking it up the right side. Passed into Oberfell. Oberfell loses it on the way up. Almost went in anyways. They're going to call a shooting foul there. That one's on Olsager. Olsager did not seem to agree with the statement on that foul, but doesn't get too much of a say in the matter, seeing as he's a player, not an official. Oberfell will shoot two. First one is good. $11-point game now. This to make it 12. And that one's short off the front rim, rebounded by Caleb Crow. Crow pass to Bilo. Bilo looking for somewhere to go with it. Finds Agard. Agard pulls the three from the top of the key. That one falls for Isaiah Agard. Oh my gosh, I just choked on something. But I'm back. Sjogren taking it up the center. Passes to Ollie. Ollie. What a layup from Isaiah Ollie. Playing like a man possessed tonight. Brock from deep. That's going to be no good, but they are going to call the foul on Oberfell. So 3 free throws coming for Parker Brock. That would make it a 5-point game if he's able to make all 3 of these. And the first one falls for Brock. Second free throw also goes through for Brock. And for the third one, this to make it a 2-possession game. Well, I guess it is already a 2-possession game, but to make it a little bit of an easier 2 possessions. No good! Rebounded by Downey. Hand off to Ollie here on the left side of the court, but that's going to go out of bounds. Or, no, it's a whistle blown on Crow. I think they're calling a reach in there. I didn't see it, really. But Ollie's going to get 2 free throws here as he continues to hunt down some kind of scoring title or something. The first one misses. No good for Ollie on the first one. He's a 75% free throw shooter on the season. Ollie makes the second one. And he has 30 points tonight. Here's Parker Brock. Brock finds in the corner Morrow. Morrow back to Agard at the top of the key. Agard with the step back puller. No good off the backboard. Olsager gets the rebound. Brock puts it back up. No good on the bounce. Rebound pulled in by Bilo. Bilo out to Agard. Agard pulls another 3. That time it falls. And a whistle is blown. Timeout. Wolves. It's a 4-point game. 68-64. A minute, 44 seconds left on the clock. We're going to cut to a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
great people.
Shrub Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Shrub Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basement septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 42 years and still digging it right. Shrub Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River-Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrub Excavating LLC. Online at shrubexcavating.com.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
The PRB.
And we are back here in Pine River as the Tigers are holding on to a slim 4-point lead over the Wolves. This one's coming down to the wire. A huge possession where at halftime I talked about how the Tigers needed to battle more for the rebounds. They were losing the battle on the boards, and that could come back to haunt them. Just now, they allowed 2 back-to-back offensive rebounds off of 3-pointers, which led to Agard getting a second chance to pull a 3-pointer, which he made. Now it's a 4-point game, technically a 1-possession game, but more realistically a 2-possession game. And immediately the Tigers turn the ball over coming out of the timeout. Now the Wolves have it. Olschlager on the right wing. Passes up to Agard at the top of the key. Agard moving left. Inside, tries to get that one up off the glass. Can't get it. Olschlager gets the rebound though, but Norman pulls it down off the second one. But Norman and Ollie miscommunicate, and Norman launches that one out of bounds. So with 1 minute and 18 seconds left to go, the Wolves have it back. Inbound goes to Bilo. Bilo tries to swing that one inside to Olschlager. Olschlager's got one man to beat. Passes over to Brock. Brock can't get the 3 to fall. Maybe it was a pass to Olschlager all along. Olschlager puts the easy 2 in off the board. This is a 1-possession game now. Ollie has it, driving down the lane. Has it ripped. They're going to call a foul. What's the whistle? They say it's a blocking foul. Ollie will shoot 2. 1 minute on the clock. First one falls for Ollie. Minion comes in for Sjogren. Second one for Ollie. No good, but still a 3-point game with 1 minute left. In the corner is Morrow. He pulls the 3. No good. Olschlager fighting for the rebound. Can't find it. And it's a scramble for the ball. Refs are going to split it up here. And they're going to, I believe this is going to be a jump ball. They're going to wipe down the floor after the players took a tumble there. Get the sweat off. That can be very dangerous on these wooden floors. And now a timeout is called. We're just going to stay right here. We're getting close to the end of the game, so I don't want to lose any focus. 48 seconds on the clock once we come out of this timeout. It is 69-66, a 3-point game. I'm not sure who's going to have possession coming out of this timeout. We will see. As it is now, I believe it will be a tip-off, and they will have to battle for who has possession here. the Wolves fan base travels quite well, although Walker isn't too far of a drive from here. Home crowd very much getting into it, as you can tell, I hope, over the microphone here. Hope that was able to pick everything up. And here we come out of the timeout. Ollie will inbound the ball for the Tigers. Norman has it. Passes back to Ollie. Ollie now to Downey. Downey up to Oberfell, but that's actually going to go out of bounds. A bad pass from Downey. Might have just wanted to hold on to that one. So that actually, they'll say that was tipped out of bounds. Norman driving the paint. He gets the bucket! And they'll call the shooting foul on Crow. So Norman will shoot another free throw. The home crowd here, I mean, maybe I misheard. It sounded like they were getting a little personal there. And the free throw's no good from Norman, but the rebound is pulled in by Downey. Very clutch play from Downey to keep the ball alive for the Tigers. And finally, the intentional foul on Norman by Parker Brock. Actually, no, not an intentional foul. A timeout is called here. Both teams are going to discuss things. 31 seconds to go. This is a 5-point ball game. The Tigers currently lead at home, but they're in the double bonus. So all fouls on them will immediately and automatically result in free throws. It's been a very interesting second half. These two teams have been going to war with each other pretty much this entire game. The Tigers have just barely been able to keep the upper hand. It seems like every time the Tigers are going to put this away, the Wolves have clawed their way kicking and screaming back into the game. So I'm not sure, even with only 30 seconds left to go, that this is any sort of done deal with a 5-point deficit. There's 14 seconds on the shot clock, so there will have to be at least one possession for the Wolves. Of course, the Wolves will require 2 minimum. Sjogren will inbound the ball for the Tigers. And he gets that to Downey. Downey puts it up and in. And that might do it. It's still a 7-point game. The Wolves still have a chance, but with so little time on the clock, that one not falling for Agard, rebounded by Ollie. That might be the game. Although a steal and Olschlager puts it in for 2. Now back to a 5-point game. The Wolves will need to intentionally foul and get the ball back immediately, call another timeout. All right, so for the Wolves, if they would like to win this game, as soon as the Tigers inbound the ball, they need to intentionally foul. They need to hope either Isaiah Ollie or Tate Norman misses one or both free throws, ideally the second free throw. As soon as you recover the rebound for the second free throw, call a timeout. Then take the ball down, other side of the court, catch and shoot scenario off of the inbound. If you get that, it's 71-73. or maybe 71-74 ideally in an unperfect world if one of the 2 free throws is made. You're going to have to intentionally foul again. It's not a great plan, all right? I never said it was. There's 12 seconds on the clock. You're down by 5. You need to make something happen, and you don't have possession of the ball is the key thing here. Sjogren will inbound now for the Tigers. Finds Ollie. Ollie's going to sit still with it and take the intentional foul. Gets it under 10 seconds. 9.9 officially left on the clock. Here comes the first free throw from Ollie. That one is good. And here comes the second free throw. And that one is good. A death sentence for the Wolves right there. 9.9 seconds on the clock. We'll see if they can make anything happen. Morrow inbounds the ball to Brock. Brock's going to have to pull something crazy here, and he does. No good. That's actually going to bounce out of bounds over the top of the backboard, so no chance at a offensive rebound or second chance points. That is probably just going to be game here with 4.3 seconds left. Of course, they keep playing until the final whistle. Norman has it. Passes it up to Ollie. Ollie floats it up in the air, and that'll be game. The Pine River-Backus Tigers have pulled a 75-68 win here at home against the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves. 68. Big win for the Tigers tonight off the backs of Tate Norman and Isaiah Ollie. Huge game, huge win. This is going to build a lot of momentum for the postseason. Now I'm going to cut to a break and get my thoughts together, and we'll come back with the postgame show here in just a moment.
Of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community. Making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Save on your groceries and gas each week just by shopping at your locally owned Pequot Lake Super Value on Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Pequot Lake Super Value offers simple and convenient curbside pickup. Order online at shop.pequotlakessupervalue.com. We shop for you and you simply pick them up at our front door. Save on gas too, earning 10 cents of savings on gas for every $100 spent on groceries. For quality, service, and freshness, shop Pequot Lake Super Value. Good luck, area teams.
You know Wide's Major Appliance in Brainerd for being the best in the business when it comes to used and reconditioned appliances, parts, and service. Well, Wide's Major Appliance now sells new appliances as an authorized retailer of America's iconic brand, Crosley, featuring Crosley's 10-year limited warranty. You don't need to go anywhere else. With new and used appliances, parts, service, they are your one-stop appliance shop. For major appliances without the major price, see Wide's Major Appliance on Oak Street in Brainerd.
Communities prosper and grow when you bank locally. Everyone benefits. First National Bank has been serving the Lakes area since 1902, with their focus being on their customers and our communities. They are your hometown bank with hometown pride. First National Bank wishes all the area sports teams the best of luck and are happy to help bring you the live coverage. First National Bank is locally owned and operated with 10 branches from Walker to Baxter. Visit www.fnbnorth.com. Member FDIC.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 in Pine River. Station 371 helps you fuel up with quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is one of the only stops with #1 diesel. Make sure to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with bait, tackle, snacks, along with fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
There's way more than bowling at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria serves the best pizza in the Lakes area. Or feast on burgers, great appetizers, huge calzones, hoagies, and wings. They invite you to bring the whole family in for a great time. Open bowling offered 7 days a week. Ask about joining a league. Moonlight Bowling is every Saturday evening. Ask about group rates, birthday parties, and other specials at Community Bowl and Pizzeria. Downtown Pine River, 218-587-3100.
Have a good night.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
And welcome back, everybody. My name is Cullen Bosman, and we've just finished up senior night here in Pine River as the Pine River-Backus Tigers have defeated the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves 75-68 in regulation. A great win for this Tigers team that kind of needed to get its mojo back after a disappointing second half of the season. This is a huge win against a very good team, especially so late in the season. This is a huge building block for the playoffs, and this win will do huge things for the Tigers in the weeks to come. Now, we had some great performances out on the court tonight. Nobody shined brighter than Isaiah Awley, who I believe was 6 for 9 or possibly 7 for 10 from behind the three-point line, which was an absolutely incredible stat line to put up. And he put up a total of 33 points. Tate Norman of the Tigers also had a strong outing, 23 points for him. In fact, if you were to take Norman and Awley's points out of this game, keep in mind the Tigers scored 75 points tonight. If you took Awley and Norman out, they would have scored 17 points tonight, which I think is kind of crazy. That is an insane amount of points for two people to share. A total of 56 between the two of them, and 10 rebounds as well between the two of them. Officially, Isaiah Awley has 33 points and 5 rebounds. He will be our big deal player of the game. Shout out to Atwater Chevrolet and GMC, Riverwood Healthcare, Pizza Ranch, W.W. Thompson's Concrete Products for sponsoring the Big Deal Award here for Isaiah Awley. And Tate Norman will win our Pine River-Backus Star of the Game, sponsored by Hugo's Family Marketplace here in Pine River. Hugo's Family Marketplace, Pine River, is where you can find it all and still enjoy the local hometown atmosphere. Every Wednesday, gallons of milk are just $2 for $6. Visit them online for curbside pickup or delivery, pineriverfamilymarket.com. And he will be our star player of the game. And one last award here, our energy player of the game following, I will reveal who that is following this this little break for the Enbridge Energy commercial.
Tomorrow is happening right now. Today, more than ever, the world needs safe, secure, sustainable, and affordable sources of energy. That's why Enbridge is advancing new technologies to
I
reduce
guess I don't know if
emissions,
you guys can hear
like
this on
carbon
the
capture and
YouTube
hydrogen
stream.
power. By putting in the work today, we're bridging
hope
to a
you can.
cleaner energy future. Tomorrow is on. Enbridge, life takes energy.
All right, that's the Enbridge Energy commercial. And our Enbridge Energy player of the game is going to be Cole Oberfell. Of course, Tate Norman and Isaiah Awley were the huge contributors here tonight. But in the second half of this game, Oberfell scored 8 points and got several key rebounds and made some huge defensive plays as well that helped keep the Tigers on top as this game came to a close here tonight in Pine River. Once again, a huge, huge win for the Pine River-Backus Tigers as they improved to 14-11 and I believe 8-5 in their section. And the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves will fall to 18-6. Definitely still a good season for them, although with this one they've now lost 3 of their last 4. And that kind of momentum is no good for the playoffs. Wow, I just watched like a 7-year-old kid nail a 3-pointer out there on the court. That was kind of insane. Sorry, getting distracted here. Yeah, once again, congratulations to those players that I mentioned for the awards. We're going to go through the full statistic breakdown now. Isaiah Awley led the entire game in scoring with 33 points. He had 5 rebounds. Tate Norman had 23 points, 5 rebounds. Isaiah Downey had 6 points, 3 rebounds. Dalton Minion had 1 point, 4 rebounds, and I think 5 fouls. Cole Oberfell had 5 rebounds, 10 points, and I think also 5 fouls. Mason Nelson had 2 rebounds. For Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, Joseph Belo had 6 total points, 2 rebounds. Parker Brock had 9 total points, 2 rebounds. Isaiah Agard had 19 total points, 2 rebounds. Blake Watson had 9 rebounds, no points. Gavin Olschlager, the only player on this entire sheet with a double-double, 26 points in regulation, 11 rebounds. An incredible game from Olschlager. He's the sole reason the Wolves were even in this one at the end of it. Without Olschlager, I think the Tigers would have been walking all over the Wolves all day today. There's a little bit of a jersey swap going on as Belo and Oberfell are swapping jerseys on the court. I don't think that actually is going to, stay that way. Sorry. It's just like those jerseys don't belong to them. I played high school sports before. I know they're not getting rid of those jerseys. Anyways, let's see. Olschlager had a wonderful performance, 26 points, 11 boards, a double-double for the Road Warrior. Caleb Crow had 2 points, 2 rebounds, and Joseph Tandy had 3 points and 4 rebounds, as well as a couple crazy defensive plays as well. That is our statistical breakdown here tonight. And then let me get to our upcoming schedule real quick. Tomorrow on 3WI AM, we'll have Gophers Men's Basketball Weekly with Ben Johnson. But on Thursday is when some real action happens. We'll have West Quarterfinals number 6, Long Prairie Eagle at number 3, Pine River-Backus at 6:40 p.m. That'll be on Skeeter 101.5 and also on the Your Live Event YouTube channel. That'll be me here actually on Thursday, so I was mistaken earlier. That was this will not be my last Tigers game. I'll be back here then. Although, I do believe that is actually girls basketball, not boys basketball. So, I'll be here on Thursday for a girls basketball game, which is good. I've seen plenty of the girls basketball team this season as well. Like to see them one last time. We'll also have on Thursday number 7 Mille Lacs at number 2 Belgrade Brutino Rosa. That'll be at 6:40 p.m. on KKIN FM. My boy Matt will be covering that one. We also have boys hockey, the 6A section championship, Northern Lakes versus Alexandria at 6:30 on KLKS Talk 100. And that'll be Devon. That's our upcoming schedule this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. It was a wonderful game here tonight on senior night. The hometown team gets the big win over a huge rival on their big night. Really cinematic. Great game from Isaiah Awley. Great game from Tate Norman, Cole Oberfell, and all the players involved. Everyone did their best here tonight, and it made for some very entertaining TV and also radio talk for those that are in the car. Just a great game. Had a lot of fun here tonight. Excited for the next one on Thursday. I'll see you all next time on yourliveevent.com and or R&J Broadcasting if you're listening on the radio. All right, have a good night. And